the demonic blend of malice and affection, Stephen King says goodbye to the town he put on the map, Castle Rock, Maine, where Polly Chambers runs You So and So, and Sheriff Alan Pangborn is in charge of keeping the peace. It's a small town, and Stephen King fans might think they know its secrets pretty well. They've been here before. Leland Gaunt is a stranger, and he calls his shop Needful Things. 11-year-old Brian Russ is his first customer, and Brian finds just what he wants most in all the world, a 56 Sandy Koufax baseball card. By the end of the week, Mr. Gaunt's business is fairly booming, and why not? At Needful Things, there's something for everyone. And of course, there's always a price. For Leland Gaunt, the pleasure of doing business lies chiefly in seeing how much people will pay for their most secret dreams and desires. And as Leland Gaunt always points out, at Needful Things, the prices are high indeed. Does that stop people from buying? Has it ever? For Alan and Polly, this 1 week in autumn will be an awful test. A test of will, desire, and pain. Above all, it will be a test of their ability to grasp the true nature of their enemy. They might have a chance, but maybe not. Because, as Mr. Gaunt knows, almost everything is for sale. Love, hope, and even the human soul. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Needful Things by Stephen King, and I gotta say guys, I was pleasantly surprised that I really enjoyed this book. So today we're going to be hitting the plot, the journey, the characters, the writing style, and the ending, and I'm going to be giving them all a star rating from 1 to 5, and then at the end we'll give it an overall star rating, as well as my thoughts on the adaptation Needful Things. So there's a movie out there guys based on this book, and I'll tell you guys my thoughts at the very end as well. Hey guys, I do want to mention that if you read Cujo in the Body, which is a short story within the collection of short stories, different seasons, I feel like you'll get a better experience while reading this book. You don't have to. I feel like by itself as a standalone will be an awesome read, but I feel like you'll find little Easter eggs here and there which are really awesome to find guys when you're reading the Stephen King book. But without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so let's hit on the plot first. This was a really good plot, and I'm gonna have to give the plot 5 stars. So basically guys, a new store opens up in Castle Rock named Needful Things, and everyone in town will eventually come into the store and purchase something, and either that they want or they need, hence the name Needful Things, but with a twist. Like everything they'll buy is gonna be fairly cheap, but they need to play a trick on somebody in town guys, which will then lead to a big old puzzle that Stephen King just executes perfectly. Okay, the journey, for the journey guys, I don't really get much into it. I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna give it 4 stars, and the reason why is because I enjoyed it, but not like a lot. Like I'm comparing it to my other 5-star journeys, and this one was just a 4-star, which is still really good. And I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. Like the pace was really good, but I'll get more into that later guys. But my wife actually picked this book for my TBR for the month of April. If you guys want to go check out that video, it's right here. But I think she picked it a phenomenal book guys. Like I don't know, you could literally feel the chaos eroding from the pages. Like you felt like you were in that town looking at everybody doing their thing, and you were like, oh man. Like for example, you would be reading a chapter for a person, and you'd be like, oh no, this is gonna go bad, this is gonna go bad, and then Stephen King would cut you off. He's like, nah, now go to this person,
and then you're like, oh yeah, this person is doing this too,
and then you never really got like connected to a character. But I'll touch more on the characters later guys. But yeah, you never really felt like he was cutting you off with something, because he would take you to a different person that was actually doing something better, and then he would just go back and forth guys, and you were never like unsatisfied with what you were reading, because you were
like, oh yeah, that's right, this person's doing this, I totally forgot.
But yeah, 4 stars for the journey. Alright, let's talk about the characters now. I'm gonna have to give the characters 5 stars, because this character development guys is always really good, especially in this one. I really enjoyed it. There's a character that makes a reappearance from another short story called The Body. I won't say who, because I don't want to ruin it for you guys, but I feel like he gave him kind of like a bigger role, and I feel like he brought a lot to the story. Like the story just felt more like, I don't know, more vivid, because you know, you kind of knew how to feel towards that character. And man, I can't really talk about him without kind of spoiling it, but you kind of knew how to feel towards him, so you were kind of
like, okay.
But yeah guys, like I mentioned in the journey, you were never really invested in one of the characters, and that's a good thing because, like I said, you never really cared if he moved on to a different character because they were plotting something different or they were like in another mess themselves. So I know I sometimes read a book, guys, and for example, I was reading The Way of Kings, and then when Brandon Sanderson goes and talks about a different, or we get a different point of view from a character, and I'm just like,
oh, I don't like this character that much, and I
just kind of read it. But with this one, guys, not to compare them in any way or shape or form, guys, but with this one, I feel like you never really cared. Like, I'd be like, I don't care, just take me to someone else. I want to see what everything is doing. And you never really felt like he stayed too long with one character. You felt like he gave you enough time with him to like keep you at the edge of your seat, and then be like, okay, now what, and then he would just take you somewhere else, and you'd be like, oh, okay, but I want to know what's gonna happen here too. But yeah, guys, I felt like this character work came close to what the Stan accomplished, but not to that point of epicness, if that's even a word. Like, it was close enough to like kind of like feel like the Stan, but not nowhere close to where like it's exactly like the Stan. Like, little glimpse of the Stan, guys. So if you know what I'm talking about, I feel like hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, guys, the character work within this book I really enjoyed, because you get to see the point of view from everybody in town. I'm pretty sure, like, if you don't get to see everybody in town, you know what the whole town was doing, and that is just a really great feel, guys, because you just feel like you're floating around seeing what the whole town is doing, and then when everything goes bonkers, I feel like it even got even better. Alright, guys, so for the writing style, we're gonna give it 5 stars. I almost gave it 4 stars, but then I started thinking about it, and I was like, why would I give it 4 stars if you can't even think of one bad thing? Because I felt like the pace was good. I never felt, sometimes Stephen King does this, guys, where he does a lot of flashbacks, or we get to know the character even more and like little things, but I never really cared if he added more little things. Like, I felt like the little things added a lot to the story. And other than that, I really can't think of anything why the writing style was bad. I will say though, that this Stephen King book was a little more explicit than some of his other stuff. I don't know, guys. I felt like this book really touched on a few things that a lot of people might be like,
oh man, what am I reading?
Or you like Stephen King, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, Stephen King just throws those things out there, and you just take them, and you're just like, oh, like another thing. But I feel like if another person that's new to Stephen King, guys, and reads this book, is gonna be kind of like,
oh snap, this is kind of crazy.
But yeah, guys, like I said, I'll give it 5 stars. Alright, guys, so now I'm going to talk about the ending, and the ending is going to get 5 stars for me, because I felt like the ending was the best part of the book, in my opinion, because you just see the conclusion of all the chaos, and Stephen King did such a good job, guys, because you might start to predict some things that are going to happen, but he pulls a little twist to everything, and I felt like that was just magnificent, because I don't like to read a book and basically when I get to the ending I know exactly what's gonna happen. Like with
this one I was like, okay, so what's gonna happen if this happened, so what is he gonna do now? But
I felt like he just played out the puzzle excellent, guys. Like, I felt like like I said, the ending is the best part of this book, and once we hit the ending, guys, it's not really the ending which I love. I love a good closure, and he gave me that closure, but I feel like the ending was just so good. And you want to know what I'm talking about, guys, you guys should read it. But once you read it, I'm pretty sure you'll get to see what I mean, because it's the end of the story, but it might start a new one. So now let's talk about the movie, guys. So before we start discussing the movie, I just want to say that if I were to rate it, I'd give it a 3.5, 4 stars, maybe 4 stars. It was a good movie. I feel like it did justice to the book, but I still feel like the book is a lot better, guys. But if you watch the movie and then you read the book, I feel like you'll get a summary of what the book's gonna be about, and then once you read the book, you're gonna be like,
whoa, why didn't the movie include this? Because
you'll get to see every little point of view in the book. And the other thing that I didn't kind of like was that the character that made a reappearance in this book from the body doesn't come out in the movie. That would have brought a lot more to the story. So for Leland Gong, guys, the person that they casted to play him, I felt like he did a phenomenal job. That's like exactly how I pictured him in my head. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on the movie. Like I said, if you watch the movie and then watch the book, it won't really make a difference. But like I said, the book is a lot better. So I would start with the book and then just get a kick out of watching the movie and enjoying it as well. Alright, guys, that's my review. If you've read the book, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and tell me if you enjoyed it as much as I did. But turn on your notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content, guys. Subscribe for more content. And if you enjoyed this review, hit that thumbs up. But like I always say, stay golden, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!